And welcome back. I'm here with our newest coach, Coach Ryan Avery.
Hello.
Ryan has been a coach for how long now?
Just over a month.
Okay, and you've been coaching CrossFit previously where?
At CrossFit Beyond Sport over in Princeton, Minnesota.
And I tell you what, we're excited to have you. Let's get to know Ryan Avery.
All right.
Tell us about you. What are your hobbies? What do you do in your free time when you're not coaching?
Well, I previously was a martial arts instructor for several years and like to spend a lot of time doing that. But sometimes just after you play a sport for a lot of years or do one particular hobby, your body needs a little bit of a break from that. So I've been really primarily focused on just doing CrossFit workouts and hitting PRs lately and just improving the numbers.
Did you have an aha moment when you became a coach here? That first month where you're like, wow, this gym's different. These factories are different. This gym is different. Did you have any moments that just like struck you?
Yeah, definitely. I would say the first thing that really jumped out to me, besides the fact that everybody was very welcoming that first month, and all the members have been just awesome with introducing themselves and helping me out with names as I kind of get to learn all of the members. But the real big one was probably when we did the Whole Life Challenge finals.
Okay.
I was up at the Sartell location the day we did the finals, and I've been involved with the Whole Life Challenge, through my old gym, but it was just on a much smaller scale than at CrossFit Fast Factory. And I was just really impressed with how much the members pushed each other and cheered each other on, and just that community feel and that support, that energy in that gym that morning when we did the finals was off the charts.
Moving forward, let's talk your first week at work. Ryan joined us October 1st.
I did.
How many hours did you work in your first week?
If I stopped to count, I would guess it was probably somewhere around 100. But literally, as it happened, that was the week leading up to the Granite Games. So there were multiple close to all-nighters in that week, which that wasn't just me, but the whole staff was just putting in everything they had into making sure that Granite Games event went off without a hitch.
Yeah, I think October 2nd, which actually turned into October 3rd, Kristen was here when the 5:15 class. We actually just snuck out right beforehand.
Yeah.
What was that like to work with a group of peers and see them pour that kind of energy and dedication into a project, and you were able to just to hop in and help?
It was felt like coming home a little bit. Like I grew up on a farm, and when there was work to get done, you just had to get it done. And it wasn't so much about what the calendar said or what time it was. It was about when the work is done, it's done. And the folks here that are on your staff at CrossFit Fast Factory, the coaches and the people who help out, they have that same work ethic. And it was just really cool to see, hey, there's a task at hand, let's tackle it, let's crush it, and when it's done, then we can rest.
Granite Games, one of the biggest fitness competitions, and you slide in and end up being one of the main judges. What was it like?
Yeah.
You were a lead judge in 2012 at the Cloudy Town Throwdown, for those of you that do not know that. 2013, lead judge, walking the floor of the Granite Games, rubbing shoulders with CrossFit Games athletes. What was that like?
That was epic. The Granite Games were just such an enormous event, and I've been around CrossFit long enough to appreciate exactly how big that really was. So I think some of our folks, maybe if you're new to CrossFit, you might have that impression that that's just kind of a normal competition, and it's clearly not. I'm guessing that was probably the second or third largest event in the country for fitness for the whole year.
2 quick questions for you before we move to the Whole Life Challenge.
Okay.
Granite Games, total hours slept, how many?
Whole weekend?
Yes.
3-day weekend, less than 8.
Nice. Over 3 days?
Correct.
Total cups coffee drink?
I don't have a cup measurement, but I would say 1 to 1.5 gallons.
Nice. It was rumored that the staff had drank over 50 gallons of coffee in the 3 days.
I believe that, yes. And there might have been some Kill Cliff in there as well.
Yes. Big shout out to Kill Cliff, Granite Games sponsor. Those guys are amazing. They rock. Thank you guys.
Lifesaver.
Let's go back though. Let's rewind. You talked Whole Life Challenge.
Yes.
Break that down to the factory ites. What happened? What took place? And what does that mean to our gym?
So the Whole Life Challenge was an 8-week nutrition and really lifestyle competition, and the focus is on your nutrition, and it carries so much further than that. They even had kind of subcategories for sleep, for the amount of water that you intake, for just being mindful, and and there's a chance to kind of reflect on how the challenge is going throughout. The Whole Life Challenge, what really stood out to me was not just that people were able to stick to a certain nutrition plan, not just that people were able to log it, but the fact that the members of this community, especially the ones who had done it before, they took it a step further and became leaders in this new iteration of the Whole Life Challenge. So they took what they had learned the first time or the second time through, and they shared that with new members coming in, and we were able to see not only the new members excel because of all the help they had, but then the members who were doing it for maybe that second or third time really excel because they knew they were in the spotlight. They knew that these new members were kind of looking to them for leadership, and they stepped up to the plate and showed them how it's done. And John, we saw this in a lot of ways. One was that we saw members sharing recipes, for example, right, in our community forum for it, and we saw members, even making Whole Life Challenge approved snacks and bringing them in to show their classmates, like, hey, look at this stuff can taste good too, and sharing in that sort of way. And then sometimes just in support, folks would say, boy, I've got this event I'm going to, I've got a wedding to go to this weekend or that to go to, and people just checking in on them and say, hey, how did it go? Were you able to stick to your plan? And that support from their classmates, it was really profound. I mean, you could see where that experience and that leadership from the veteran gym members who had done it before really helped the new people coming in. And I hope they realize how much they really can kind of shepherd those new people into learning these new ways of eating and recovering, and just that whole lifestyle that goes with it.
Yeah, for those of you that have done the Whole Life Challenge previously, and maybe the second go around, you no longer necessarily need to make a dramatic change. Another great reason why to do the Whole Life Challenge is the impact you have on the brand new member. That person is scared. They're new to the gym. They're getting to know everybody. They don't even know where the kettlebells go yet. And to have veterans members walk them through and help them create recipes to be successful, that is teamwork, that's community, and that's who we are. Couple PRs, couple quick things that you saw in the Whole Life Challenge. Did somebody lose some weight? Were their big weights going up? What happened?
Well, one of the cool things with the Whole Life Challenge is there's a measurement that we do at the beginning and end of waist and hips, and we saw some people losing literally double digits of inches in just 8 weeks. So, losing in the double digits just between their waist and their hip measurements, that's just how much they shrunk. And, they've been working out the whole time, so we're talking body fat, right? We're not talking muscle, we're talking body fat loss. And a lot of that comes from just cleaning up the diet and getting some of those not so clean foods out of there. One of the things that really kind of shined a light on that for me was several of the male athletes pointed out to me how they needed to buy new belts. They had gotten to the point where they were literally putting new holes into their belts, and we kind of joked like we might have to start a belt rack here just to show all the ones that don't fit people anymore.
Spring 2014, Whole Life Challenge will roll again. Are you going to do it?
I think I'll give it a shot this time. The last time, I'll admit, it didn't go so hot for me. I started it at one gym, tried to finish it at another gym, and all that transition fell off the wagon a little bit with the logging. So I typically eat pretty much that way, over 80% of the time. But if you want to go from 80 to 100 and really dial it in, you got to log, right? Just like your workouts, you got to write them down, folks.
And the most important part about the Whole Life Challenge is creating a diet, a lifestyle that is sustainable. It's not jumping on and doing it for 8 weeks, and then when that eight weeks is up, going back to your other lifestyle. These are lifestyle changes, which means it's sustainable, and you're able to move forward the rest of your life with these new healthy habits, whether it's water intake, fish oil, sleep. All those things matter, and that is just one of the very many reasons why you should do the Whole Life Challenge. When we come back, we are actually going to go into the Fast Factory history. Yes, we're going to go back into the archives, and I'm going to have guest Michael Eagle, one of the original members, on, talk about his past history, where the gym has gone since 2005, and where it's going.